This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You prepared your kids for their first steps. The first day at school, their first dance, that big test, all the wins along the way. With a College Savings Iowa 529 plan, you'll prepare them for even more. Register before May 31st for a chance to win a $1,000 contribution. Visit collegesavingsiowa.com to make the first move toward a bright future. College Savings Iowa. It's how parents get through college. Administered by the State Treasurer of Iowa.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Reporting on the scene. Well, I was a little bit. Another episode of the Saints Block Party podcast coming at you. Ryan and I are going to talk about the Saints-Chargers preview game. The Saints come to LA. A hurricane comes with them. I don't even know what's going on, bro. If we don't have a sign of Mother Earth just saying, fuck y'all, like, I'm fed up.
Y'all gotta go.
Like, the warning signs are all over the place, but I just want to start off just from the jump and just give a big shout out to our dude, Julio. Julio has supported me just going back to when I was doing the podcast with Nick Underhill on Saints Talk. Julio's been just a huge supporter of mine going back then. Obviously, when Ryan and I created hashtag Saints Podcast, he was like one of our first early Patreons. So Julio, because he's a Chargers season ticket holder, I was able to go to the Saints-Chargers joint practice with him. I'm going to get into my thoughts about that, and then Ryan and I are going to talk about practice, little like last minute training camp stuff, and then we're gonna preview the game. But before we even get into that, I gotta address this, Ryan. I have gone to Saints Chargers joint practices. I went in 2019. That's one of the first time I got sunburned in my life. So I want to say I've gone to their joint practices. I want to say they've done this 2 to 3 times before in Costa Mesa, even before the Los Angeles Chargers became the Los Angeles Chargers. They were the San Diego Chargers. And it was essentially open to Saints fans, Charger fans, whoever wanted to be there, watch your team play, cheer them on, whatever. No big deal. This year, the Chargers, as a team organization, said that the only people that could attend these joint practices on Thursday, today, and Friday, tomorrow, is you have to be a Chargers season ticket holder. What?
Season ticket holder.
To attend a joint practice? My issue comes with this. If there's not a more telling indictment of how a head coach's personality is seeping in to the DNA of his team, look no further than what the Chargers did with Brandon Staley. With this whole, you got to be a season ticket holder to attend the joint practices. Yes, the Chargers do not have a big fan base in Los Angeles. No one really talks about it, but they didn't have a big fan base in San Diego either, because San Diego is full of transplants. So, as anyone knows, watching football, if you put on a Chargers game, there's a lot of more usually opposing fans than Chargers fans. What type of message do you send to your team where you're so potentially worried about the number of opposing Saints fans that would have been there that you limit it to just season ticket holders? That is, Ryan, that is some pussy.
That's some pussy shit,
bro. Like, I I don't like to use that word a lot, and but that's pussy mentality. You're saying like you're so thin-skinned and so protected that you won't have your team out there if there's like a 50-50 split between Saints fans and Chargers fans.
Bro, because they're thinking, I know what they're thinking already. They're like, damn, we don't have home field advantage in a regular season game. We ain't about to not have it at a damn practice. Like, fuck that. We going to have home field advantage somewhere, bro.
The crazy thing is, and I haven't had time to, and I know Julio said that he was going to, I would like to go through the Chargers social media to see if they put like up their pics and videos of like, Chargers fans, like, here, bruh. If that wouldn't be some North Korea propaganda shit, bruh, like, bruh. So they like had like the close up, right? They had the close up of the camera, people all on the barricades, bruh. Julio stood up with his camera and took pictures of like the actual like what's going on and shit, bruh. Stands was empty as shit, bruh. Like,
and Julio said it's like you limited it so much. I mean, you limited to season ticket holders. You know what I'm saying? Ticket holders,
man. Like and a lot of it's on the Chargers. Some of it's on the Saints too, right? Because they had to essentially like be okay or check this off. And, say what you want about them as a team. They've done some things in the past and kind of just dropping the ball with fan engagement, right? Mm-hmm. They really dropped the ball when they went to London last season, right? It was our dude Daniel kind of saying like, yo, like, y'all in London, but y'all haven't reached out. Like, what y'all doing? So some of that is like, as a team, you have a huge contingent of fans in the West Coast. Why would you been like, if that's what they said that they were going to do, you like, if you're DA or whatever, you said like, no, man, we're having a joint practice. Just open that shit up. Like, open it up. Like, what are we doing? Right. So the small blame is on the Saints, but the large majority is on the Chargers. I had to get that out. It was so bad, Ryan, that there was Saints fans that drove very far because it wasn't even very clear that you had to be a season ticket holder unless you're on social media on Twitter, unless you like go to the actual like website and read it, kind of whatever it says. There's Saints fans that drove long distances, bro. I was in traffic for 2 hours, 2+ hours. I left at 6:30 a.m. this morning. I got to practice at 9:10 a.m. So just so people know, like we are dedicated to this shit. That said, people drove further distances, assuming that the practice was open to just fans. They get there, show up, and they're being asked for tickets, and they're like, "Oh, well, we don't have tickets," and they get told at the gate, "Oh, well, this is only open for Chargers season ticket holders." What? That's bad business, man. That's
bad business on the Chargers and the NFL.
Bro, that is bad business. And you look it up on a map. Julio told me this morning before I got there, some fans drove from Redlands, California. You got to look that up on the map in terms of like where that is in California compared to like where we were in Costa Mesa. Nasty work, Ryan. It was some nasty work I saw today. And anyway, I just had to get that off my chest because I felt so strongly about it when it happened. I guess I'll drop this at the beginning too. So this is Julio scoop, and I put this on Twitter. This is not me. This is all Julio. Practice ends. We hit the porta potties up, and goddamn, porta potties is fucking disgusting. Like we're in 2023. We haven't thought of a different method to like
self-cleaning or some kind. I don't know, something, bro. Like
it is awful in there.
Hey, but listen, I use porta potties during Mardi Gras, so that's all I gotta say. So.
Oh God. This nigga built different right here.
Built different, bro.
So I used the restroom before I got to hit the road, head back, have a long drive ahead of me. Julio already used it. He's waiting for me. He's holding all my shit. Like I got the fancy camera, bro. Like I'm not taking that shit in the porta potty. Like you got to hold that. I come out. He just finished talking to some people. He said, just finished talking to Derek Carr's parents. What?
That's random as hell, you know?
He was like, yeah, they came up. They were just, waiting for someone. And I asked him, like, oh, they had, like, some Saints gear. Like, oh, you guys going to the game? Or are you guys going to the game on Sunday? And they're like, oh, no, we're not going to go. And he was like, oh, like this is Julio, right? Julio's cool-ass dude just making conversation with people. Like, oh, like, is there any reason why? They're like, oh yeah, like our son's a saint, like he's not playing. I was like, oh, who's your son? Oh, Derek. And so, they walked off. And so then, of course, like as a normal person, you pull up your phone and you look up like Derek Carr's parents, and you got and sure enough, it was them, bro. So from Mr. Carr himself to Julio's ears, and knowing the Saints, bro, like, they see us putting this out, they might just start Derek Carr first series just to make us look bad, brother. Like just go in there and get 3 hands off real quick, just to make sure. But
right.
If the plan holds the fold, Derek Carr is not expected to play on Sunday, which makes sense, right? We talked about this, right? Like they get to joint practices. That's more what's important. And then game day, they sit some of their starters. So want to just put that exclusive out that Julio got from the Carrs themselves. Small world, man. Small world.
That's wild, bro. But like, props to Julio, man, giving us podcast content.
He was a SBP correspondent today, bro. Like he was cool. Anyway,
that's my dog right there.
Yeah, Julio's cool as shit, man. Him, his brother, like Julio's been supporting us from day one. So we mean this from truly, like, thank you. Like if it wasn't for him, like I wouldn't have been able to go to the practice, bro. Like we hit up trying to get media credentials just for me to go for one day. We hit the charges up. They were like, no, like sounds like you really need to ask the Saints about that. And soon they said that, and we were like, all right, well, we know what that means.
Every little connection we had, we tried.
we tried. But I was in the building. I tried to observe as much as I could. It's difficult being in that mode of like you wanna capture pictures, you want to capture video, but you also want to be observing of what's happening and who's standing out. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. So where we were sitting, we could only see the Chargers offense against the Saints defense. The Saints offense and the Chargers defense were on like the other side of the field where like the media credential side was. So I have no insight observations from how the Saints offense did. I can only speak to the defense. Just the things that just stood out to me, just being there. And in case you want to see the pictures, in case you want to see videos, you can follow me on Twitter. It's at AskMeToStay323. Anything that I've tweeted or put out, we're also retweeting from our main Twitter account. I'm putting things on all our social media slowly but surely. It was a lot of content, just everyone knows. So Alontae Taylor primarily was opposite of Marshawn, cornerback 2 spot. I really think in an open competition, I kind of alluded to this a couple of days ago. This is like the week that they're giving him to see if he could take the reins and be the starter at cornerback 2. Like I focused a lot on him. I tried to not hard, but like it's hard not to focus on him of just like, I don't know, man. I can't, like, he's just so like big and like long, like he just stands out. I can't explain it. Pause.
It's true though, bro. Like, it's true.
He is. Like, I thought he had a stellar practice. He got beat pretty badly on one-on-ones, and I don't know who the receiver was, but he had a rep against rookie wide receiver Quentin Johnson of the Chargers, man. And if you want to talk about textbook just coverage and just his closing speed at the very last second, he broke on the ball, had a PBU. 7-on-7s, he had a couple of PBUs, and every time he gets a PBU, bro, he stands up, makes the fucking sign, make sure he just has that dog, that swagger about him, man.
Swagger, confidence, all that.
And it just exudes off him. So I think he had a great practice. I do think he's probably going to start against the Chargers in the game on Sunday. Do I think it's enough where he may be able to win the role? I would probably like he would have to have, I don't know, like a think of an elite corner performance, bro. Like he would have to be elite like tomorrow, elite on Sunday, for I think it to be an actuality. Yeah. If he doesn't win the outside of Marshawn, I don't know how he's going to see the field besides gunner snaps. And I know you and I have talked about this, and we've just said, like, we just feel like it's not smart coaching if either a Debo or a Lante is on the bench.
Right. I mean, they talk about it all the time. The goal is get the best 11 on the field.
11. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, figure it out. I have no idea what the solution is, but you figure it out to get your best players on the field. And to have Alante Taylor just cooling out on the bench makes no football sense to me.
I don't know what the solution is, but if, just like you said, the solution is he's not on the field a lot, it's not the right solution. It's not the right answer, bro. It's not. The defense played well today, Ryan. Like I was trying to keep track of it as much as I could.
Yeah.
I came away just impressed, and I'm just going to throw some general observations out there, just from like the time I saw. I think the interior, we saw this in the preseason game. I think the interior of the line is a lot better than what it was last season. Brian Brees. Someone asked him, is it Breesy? Everyone pronounces his name every different sort of way, Ryan.
Breesy.
But he he's big. He's explosive. Like, he's stout in the run game. He is stout in the run game. The defense gave.
I saw that one play they tweeted out where I guess he was two gapping and one gapping and he slid.
Boom. Stood him up, bro. I was right there, and I
like to see that this early in the process. Woo! It's like those are the little things you look for. With a rookie. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you have those little football IQ, whatever it is in there. It's working in there. It's working.
Yeah.
You know, so
someone
I love it.
Asked me on Twitter, like, my thoughts of him, and I wanted to be very careful how I said it because I didn't want to come off as being like too much hyperbole. But I said, barring him, not being healthy, he will be a better defensive tackle drafted in the first round than Sheldon Rankin. Said it with my chest, bro.
Hey, you should I
said it with my chest.
His athletic profile is better.
Oh, so anyway. Interior looked good. Defense gave Chargers fits. Most of what I saw, Herbert had some great throws to Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen had a good ass day, man. He made a spectacular catch against Bradley Roby. I'm about to say Courtney Roby. Against Bradley Roby, and Bradley Roby had great coverage, and it was just an insane catch.
Yeah.
The great Deuce McAllister quote tweeted the video I posted of it. We coming up in the world on this podcast, man. We doing some things.
Yes, sir.
DeMarco Jackson had a couple of plays where I was just like, okay, you know who else had some plays like that? Nefi Sewell, bro. I know you and I still got some hesitancy about the depth at linebacker, but Sewell, his athletic profile, the way he moves on the field is very impressive. DeMarco Jackson had a run fit that was great. He came in there and just laid out the Chargers running back on a on a minimal gain. They did I think it was an option pitch play with the quarterback, and he had the speed to just kind of chase it down and not let it pop. What else did I see out there? Just kind of Pete Warner, bruh. Clock in. He's going to clock out. He's going to do his job.
Do his job, bro.
He's going to do his job. And he is going to make us make that apology video. It's coming, man. He made a play against Gerald Everett where he was just in coverage. If you go to the Saints Twitter account, they put the pictures of it up, and it was bruh, nasty. I was able to, and I didn't do this thinking it was going to happen, but we was on Isaiah Foskey pretty hard, bro. And he was going against the second team Chargers offense, but I don't care. He had a good pass rush move. He was applying pressure on the backup. I don't know if it was Easton Stick, but he was causing pressure, made the quarterback rush his throw of the Chargers, and it ended up being an interception for the Saints. And it's like, even if it's the second team offense against the Chargers,
the fact you noticed them. That's it.
I noticed them. The crazy thing is, if you go to our Twitter page, it's all we're going to put on our Instagram as well. There is a high res definition picture of Bosky applying the pressure, and I was able to capture it somehow.
He coming around that edge, boy.
Coming around, bro. Right. Coming around the mountain when she come, and I got a good picture of the interception too, man. So the defense looked good. I really left this practice as well as what we saw in the preseason game against the Chiefs. This team got to compete, Ryan. This team got to compete. Like it's a uber talented team. It's an uber talented team on a multitude of different positions, a multitude of levels. This team got to compete, Ryan. It got to compete, man.
Yeah, man. It's crazy because it's like you going into the season, we were worried about the defense. Not worried like, oh, they're going to be trash, but a lot of moving parts. You know what I'm saying? A lot of ifs, maybes, what's going to happen.
Gotten older.
And, they're still like, look, Demario Davis has been on the field for a couple of weeks now because he's working back. He was there at practice. So it looks like he's close to getting there.
Right.
But it's a lot of moving pieces. So the worry was, will they take a step back? That was my worry. Like, will they be kind of like an average defense?
Right. Like, where's that drop off? And not saying like a drop off to the point of like they're just in terrible defense, but like even like some slippage of like they've been top 10-ish. Sometimes they're even, under DA they've been like kind of top 5-ish, but they hang between that
top 10,
5 to 8, 5 to 10 range. But like we were just coming like when like they gonna drop down like 13, 14, 15. Right. Which if they were to do that, but with Derek Carr and the offense picked up, then it kind of balances out. But I think I've seen enough. Again, it's early. This is all practice. We saw one preseason game. Hashtag on paper. But if they can remain around that top 10, top 8 defense level, and then you flip it on the other side of the ball, and you got 4 slinging it, bruh. Like I didn't see any of him with my eyes, so I can't speak from that perspective. All I'm saying is you take what he did against the Chiefs offense in a very limited sample. You take how he looked with joint practices today against the Chargers with the reporting. Derek Carr might be on a revenge tour, Ryan.
That's what he sound like, bro. And I'm looking at some of them throws. I'm like, man, some of them deep balls is just like, ooh, we haven't seen these with the Saints, to be honest. In a long time.
Arm died. Yeah.
Yeah, like in a long time. I mean, maybe a little twinkle here with Jameis here and there, but even then. So, bro, like that's major, man. And, I'm interested in knowing, like, when you were watching them, when you factor in the schedule, like the hardest quarterback we're going to face, they probably faced the toughest quarterback today. Well,
today, bro.
Mahomes last week and, Justin Herbert this week. The toughest one is Trevor Lawrence, bro, this season. With the defense, do you think like they gotta be able to handle this?
They got to.
Like they gotta be able to handle this, unless they just sleep on teams.
That's the thing. Now, obviously, here's the thing about them, right? They will get tested early, right? We're saying that the interior looks better, blah blah blah. I still have questions about the pass rush. Peyton Turner had, he flashed on a rep today and on 11 on 11. Just before I even get to that, I just want to get some love to Cam Jordan, bro. Like, he is in his 30s. And just seeing him out there, like Herbert did like the scramble during 11-11, and here's Cam just chase him down, like limited the like Justin Herbert had like he stepped out of bounds, limited to the gain of what it could have been, and just limited how it was just like Julio brought it up too. It was just like I just want to give some Cam some love, man. Like that's setting, like we talked about, that's setting the standard, that's setting the stage, that's setting this is what I bring every single practice. And if you're not on this level, on this team, on this defense, then you're not fucking with it. You're not fucking with me. I can't fuck with you. Like, I just want to give some love to Cam, bro. Just seeing it, seeing it.
Yeah. And he would have every reason to just be like,
Coach,
we can't hit the quarterback. You know, I would have got you if I ran. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have easily just took that play off, and nobody would have thought less of him.
Nope.
But it's like that's just how he's built. Like that's his wiring and inside. You know what I'm saying? He's competing. You know, so he went at that just like it was a live game.
Like it was a live game, bro.
So yeah, like you said, man, that sets the standard for everybody else. You know, for Isaiah Foskey. You know what I'm saying? He was coming into the league. Bro, this man, 34 years old. You know what I'm saying? You a young buck. Healthy.
Young buck.
You know what I'm saying?
Got the energy, got the legs, got the stamina. Got like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Let's go out there.
I love it. I love that.
Again, I can't speak for the offense, and maybe you can go. You can go over some maybe the observations you read from, John Hendricks, Captain Terrell, Ross. I saw right before practice began. Me and Julio were going to the porta potties for the first time. Saw my dude Ross, just like a serendipitous moment, bro. Like gave Ross some love out there, killing it. Much love to Ross Jackson. We love your work. We appreciate you. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. It was good to see you this morning. But it seems like Chris Olave about to be a problem in the league.
Bro, I'm just keeping everything crossed, bro.
Bro, I can tell, bro. You trying? I know you at the back of my hand, bro. You trying not to get too excited, bro. You trying to like?
I don't even talk about him. Like I just,
bro, I know it.
Because it's like, oh my god! Every time I watch him, he did a play today. I don't know who. I think he was working against J.C. Jackson, and he beat him and caught the ball. It looked so that's his problem. It looked effortless. Like if you go watch Garrett Wilson clips, he's like jumping over one hand and falling. It's like, ooh, look at that big catch. And Chris Olave will make the same play, but it's just like, bloop, bloop.
Ho hum.
This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, it's like I don't know how he's gonna be, when he reaches true potential. But it's gonna be something.
I don't even know. I don't even think I have like an apt comp for him. Like I really don't, bro. Like I really don't. I don't know. But don't want to put too much on him. It's the second year. I don't even want to mention this man on the pod, bro. I don't want to do it, Ryan. But and you laughing because you already know what I'm about to say.
Go for it, bro.
I didn't even read the article. Don't even know why the article was put in our. Eric, we love you. I'm just fucking with you, bro. Just love him. Jeff Duncan puts out an article today. I talked to a former wide receiver coach, and they made a comment. Oh my God, Michael Thomas can't even get off the line of scrimmage. He's getting handled by a safety. Now, I'll say this: you have said on this podcast last week. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. It was like for you and just watching Michael Thomas, right? You hadn't seen that violent cut. Like you hadn't seen
exactly
it, right? So like maybe there's some truth potentially to what's being reported. But you just like he just has the amazing ability of not being able to read a room like ever, bruh. Like it's just,
My
hey,
thing
you
is like, it's like, what are you doing?
like what are you doing with like? Anyway,
Like he knows like Mike Thomas is coming off like 10,000 injuries, so no, he probably doesn't look the same. Like, but why write an article like that right now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
because he's Jeff Duncan, bro. Like that's why.
the man didn't he just write like a couple of days ago? Like after rewatching the preseason game,
Yes.
I'm not
Yeah,
as optimistic as I was. It's like, why write that? Like, what is the point of that writing that? Like
that is just like,
but that's
so
Jeff
like,
Duncan. Like that's why he's the first person ever blocked on Twitter.
and having to look back, bro. Like he's been blocked at least 7, 8, 9 years, bro. I think the last time I was following him was when he broke the Jamal Brown to the Redskins trade, bro. Like it may be like a year after that. Like I was like, no.
I remember the tweet I blocked him on. It was right during Bonnygate, and he was going in. He was going in on Sean Payton, on the Saints. He had the league. You know the meme with the I forgot the actor that got the NFL hat on.
Oh, Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe. That was Jeff Duncan, boy. He was like NFL all the way, and he tweeted something like, you know, Saints fans are denying the Bonnygate just like global warming deniers or something like that. I was just like, fuck you. You know, block. I'm done. Like, I don't even want to read your articles anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were asking like legit questions. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh no. You know, it was just like legit questions we had about the investigation.
This man was acting like the Saints fans were like flat Earth truthers, bro.
Right? Like come on.
Like now. We just had no right, just no right to even inquire. Are you? I said all that to say, like, are you worried
about Mike Thomas? Now I'm not worried because of the type of receiver he is. 80% Mike Thomas is Anquan Bolden or you know, even somewhat similar to Keenan Allen at his older age. He's that type of receiver, so I'm not worried. I just want to keep seeing him grow into his body to what he is now. And I also want to. I mean, I've seen enough. Like when I made that comment, like I don't know if that was last week or the week before.
I think it was before the preseason game.
It was before the preseason game. I'm already seeing more from him. You know what I'm saying? Like even in the preseason game, he had that one catch where he came back. Yeah. I'm like, that's Mike Thomas. That's what we need from him.
That's who he is.
Right. And if he's not like getting downfield and stuff like that, I'm fine with that. Like I've already kind of.
Well, the thing is, like, and the good thing about at least as long as people, like, the players are healthy, they have other wide receivers that can do that. Right. So, like, you just need Mike to eat intermediate, eat in the medium area, eat short, and let everyone else do the long, like, the long shit.
Be a dog in that area, you know.
That's it.
So I'm not worried. The only thing I'm worried about is like him just staying healthy. That's
it. That's all it is, man.
That's the only thing. We clenching our cheeks, just waiting to see if he can make it through the season, bro. You know.
I can't speak on it because didn't see anything from it, but it sounds like that A.T. Perry, bro.
I saw a couple clips, man. I was like, build. You know,
see, this is subdued Ryan. Like this is y'all getting the Ryan that's just like the Hawkeye in Endgame, bro. Like don't give me hope.
Don't give me hope, man. I'm telling you, bro, because it's like I was watching Mina Kimes. She did her whole like NFC South review today, and she went like real deep. Like, everybody love Mina Kimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Well, most people do. But best national analysis I've heard from like the Saints. Like just being able to really understand the team. You could tell she went back, rewatched last year and stuff like that. Dug into the analytics and all that.
Dog, bro.
Yeah.
Meaning I heard dog.
It's just refreshing to hear because I listen to a lot of national people just to see what they say.
Right.
And you can tell they just don't watch. Like they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
You know? So it was good to hear that. But people should go listen, go find the Mina Kimes NFC South review and listen to what she says because she sounded like our podcast, bro. Like I was like, damn, was Nina listening to that? need to listen to the podcast.
Did Greg drop her a link? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like I was just curious because it was very similar to what we were saying and a lot of the thoughts we had about it, like how the Saints offense looked like the Saints offense in the preseason game. It just, that's what it was like. Oh, like this. So the Saints offense, the screen. She kept talking about the screen pass to the Alvin Kamara, and she mentioned how weirdly he was used the last couple of years and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm at with it, man. Is because it's like all the things, all the questions we had going into this offseason, and
they slowly getting answered, bro.
They getting answered, bro, and a lot of them are good, like good answers. Like good answer. Not all of them. Some of
bro,
them.
why you say? You sound like you on the Family Feud just
good
now,
answer.
bro. Good answer. Bro, you have no, like, I have perfected the fucking strategy for the Family Feud. It annoys me so much when a family wins at the fucking matchup and they choose to fucking play. The smart thing to do would just be to fucking pass. It drives me up a fucking
just pass,
wall.
bro. That shit drives me though.
Anyway, oh shit, I was gonna say something. Okay, sorry. The only thing that still continues to worry me, and I don't think the answer. I would be surprised if the answer came within the team. I still worry about the pass rush.
Oh yeah,
it's the one thing. It's the one thing where it's like if they could, I don't even know who's out there. Clowney, Melvin Ingram, somebody. If they could just
Robert Quinn,
somebody, and be opposite of Cam. Don't have to be like a starter. Just be like a sub starter, right? But if they're relying on a combination mismatch of like, okay, we're gonna throw some hashtag big creep. We're gonna throw some hashtag cool first. We're gonna throw some Pascal out there. Like, I don't know. That's right. If you just ask me right now, one of the biggest worries about the team, it's that, because I do believe that in spite of how maybe not the best head coach, maybe not like the best motivator, the team is constructed and is talented enough that barring a lot of major injuries, and I'm trying to tell you that DA is not a good defensive coordinator. I think he is consistently proven that he can put out a damn good defense, even when there's players who are missing at like key positions and things like that. Like there's that says something, right, about his coaching acumen, at least defensively. That the team is talented and has enough depth that even if he may make some iffy or maybe he's not the best head coach, that it should in theory be able to overcome that. This team should win at least 11 games, bro. Like I'm being real, bro. They should win at least 11 games, Ryan. If you go through their schedule, and this is not like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm in, because I know how the story goes, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen this story too many times. So just like you, like
who was that posted that highlight from that Titans game where like
the Lonnie Walker, Ricochet,
Jarvis Bird, just like I think they were like trash that season. The Titans were trash. That was one of those games we were supposed to win. So I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear nothing about no soft schedule, bro.
Bro, I just that's why I'm trying to like get like the fans and the listeners excited, but I'm also saying like, you got to just break it down just a little.
Take it one day at a time.
We sound like, nigga, are we sports fans or are we like recovering meth addicts?
Pretty much.
I think a 12-step program for these fucking things.
I mean, you really do.
Bro, that's a whole doctorate thesis that I'm I got planned later down the line. Anything else like offensively? In terms of like the reports, I know Ruiz. Ruiz. This was earlier this week. Ruiz got a small injury. So did Taysom. You know our dude Andres P said, "Oh, Ruiz out." Got
He's a cage, baby, still alive.
Put the suit on. Said, "Shit, it's my time to shine, y'all.
Let's go, baby."
Just strutted his ass. What are you gonna do with Pete, man? Pete gonna Pete, bro. Pete gonna Pete,
bro. I love him. I heard Kendrick Miller. He was out there at least running around, had his pads on, getting some drills in. So that's good. So
it is.
Because I was worried he'd just be sitting around until like week 1 or something. But
right.
So he's moving around. He's probably gonna get some team snaps soon. I wanted to ask you, were you able to get an eye on Jalen Smith, like him doing anything? Like,
yeah, a little. He stood out because he was wearing like the athletic, like the long athletic, and it was like all black, but he was also had like the long ass like athletic, I don't know, like long compression. They were all black too, and I was like, it's hot as hell on this bitch, Jalen. Like, it was, but most of his snaps were obviously with the second team, third team. He does seem to bring just a little, like if they're blitzing him, he brings a little oomph. Like, obviously, he is not who he was before when he was at his peak with Dallas. But I do think he was born such a gifted natural athlete, that he still has a little, like his pass rush, like, I don't know if he's going to make the team. I don't think he may not, who knows, but if he were to make the team, I could just see a little role in him where, like, in special situations, he's on the field. And just like DA has cooked up blitzes with DeMario, that's been worked great. Maybe you get a little spicy. You cook that up with like Mario and Jalen, and maybe you drop P. Warner. He does bring that sense to the defense. Is that enough for him to like last on the team? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Trying to think, just anything else.
Did we talk about? No, we haven't recorded since. They did sign. Was it Darnell Williams?
That's right. They did sign Darnell Williams yesterday, 2 days ago. Just because of kind of the depletion at running back.
It's not a bad signing.
No, not at all. He got he was with the Cardinals last year and got injured and got IR'd, and he was out there. I know. LSU fans will love that for obvious reasons, as he went to LSU. They released James Washington.
Is that the end of it, bro? Like, are we done?
No, bro. No, you never. When you a draft bait, you're a draft bait forever, bro. Like you always written down, bro.
I wonder what happened, man. I'm surprised that didn't work out. That he couldn't even find a role to compete.
That was Here's a question, and I don't know if he practiced today or not. Maybe you can speak to this. Is Traquan healthy again? Is Traquan still Traquan? I don't know, bro. Was he brought?
I feel like he just quining, bro. He's just quining, man.
To the Quan, bro.
He said, "I can block." You hear me? I can block. Ooh, ain't nobody blocking like me. Good.
Even Brandon Coleman, like he brought the blocking, but that one play, bro, he gonna have a 30-40 yarder.
Be like, ooh, that's Brandon Coleman. Like, I'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, hit you with the Russell Simmons.
God bless y'all. Good night. See y'all.
But I will say, with this, call it a ascension a little bit with A.T. Perry, put a little pressure on Traquan, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Pressure on Traquan.
So what do you think about the upcoming game? Like, okay, Derek Carr is not going to play. Who do you think does play? Do you think they just bring out the young bucks or whatever?
I think it'll be Jameis. I do think that the thought or idea of them trading Jameis
Gone.
Probably not going to happen.
I saw it was reported that like it was yesterday and today. Jake Hader didn't get any team sessions as far as throwing the ball.
Yeah.
That speaks a lot to me.
Yeah, so it's maybe I think they've kind of reassessed that, maybe pumped the brakes on Hainer and just really looking for Jameis to be quarterback 2 for the season. I mean, unless like I think it would have to take like a hellacious offer for them to even for it to be a consideration. So I don't think Jameis gets moved at all. I think he'll be quarterback 2. Hainer, for all intents and purposes, I think he's like more of quarterback 4 because they kind of still see Taysom. In that quarterback 3 role. So I think it will be Jameis, maybe we'll get the half potentially. And this is not insight. This is not what I know. This is just me thinking. And then maybe Hainer gets the rest. It'll be interesting to see with this tropical storm. And I mean, SoFi is in it's covered, right? And it doesn't seem like the tropical storm will be too bad. But the thing about Los Angeles is that this city is not built for large amounts of rain at all. Like the drainage system is almost non-existent, right? So if there's a lot of rain because of this tropical storm hitting California, which what? Bruh? A tropical storm is hitting California?
This is what, like 1939 or something like that? It's like, what is it? In the days, bro.
No sense in our life. We're like, oh yeah, there's just fucking tropical storm, maybe hurricane category 1 going to hit California. What, nigga?
What are they saying out there, like California people?
Here's the thing. I have all this news came out like today when I was like at practice, right? So like that. So Julio told me about it when we were walking in, and then like someone sent me a text about it, and I was like, oh, what? So, I really hadn't got a chance to, sit down, watch the weather. Because after I left practice, I had to, actually do, some of my actual work, saving kids' lives. So, did that, came home, really tried to get for the podcast, get the pictures up, get the videos up, did a little more of my actual job. Haven't really had time to, even, bro, you know how we do out here in California, bro. I'm a Texan, but just vibes, bro. What?
Just vibes, man. Just chilling.
Rain, wind. What?
Get your little kale smoothie or something like that.
Bro, don't make me put the picture of the frog, bro. You know that the just laying out
with the tropical storm, man.
So I'll say this. It doesn't seem like a lot of California residents are taking it seriously. But that said, the rain factor worries me, as I just know that this place is not built for a lot of rain. And then it seems like it's scheduled to hit on Monday, landfall on Monday. So we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
So I will be at, barring anything crazy, right? Me, Jay will be at the game. London will be at the game. Kevin Beard, who came on our pod, is going to be at the game. Who else? Miguel, our dude Wallace, anyone else I might be slipping. There's gonna be, we're gonna have it's a preseason game, and it's gonna be a lot of Cali people or Cali residents representing that SoFi for the Saints, man. So, Julio and I were just talking about. He's like, there's gonna be 36 of us on the 21st on a Thursday, 4 days before Christmas for a Saints game in LA. He was like, bro, that's fucking crazy. And I was like, yes, that's nuts.
Crazy, dog.
That's nuts, bro. Absolutely fucking nuts. So, it would just be good to, take in a game, see it. I don't know how much of the starters we'll see. If I'm DA, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't play Chris Olave. I wouldn't play Michael Thomas. I wouldn't play a lot of the starters because today and tomorrow they're getting good work, right? Good work. So if this was me, I wouldn't put a lot of the guys out there. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, man. It's gonna be crazy, bro. So we got this game. Then next week it's the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Another joint practice. Then it's on to the season, baby.
And after the Texas game, a couple of days, or I don't know like how soon after, but it's like cut down town for the whole league, bro.
Yeah.
Teams go from like 90 or whatever number they are right now to like 53.
One last question: is there a move the Saints can make? You can see making before the season starts, whether that's DE, wide receiver, linebacker. Well, I don't care anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just another move they can make.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Granger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
I want to be careful how I say this, but there's a tweet floating out there about how many Saints players currently are on the Broncos. I think the Broncos recently signed Dwayne Washington.
Yeah.
Sean has an affinity for familiarity. Not just Sean. That's an NFL thing, right? That's a head coach thing, right? I've been with you you've been with me in the trenches. I can trust you. You know how to run my offense, my system, or whatever. You go with who you know. Whether that player is good or bad doesn't matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna leave these breadcrumbs. That tweet's floating for a reason because there's a shit ton of former Saints that are on the Broncos. You look at where the Broncos struggle. If you just watch that preseason game with Russell Wilson, they struggled mightily in offensive line, right? So maybe that Raising Cane's it just relocates from New Orleans and just put that in Denver. Maybe I don't know.
And Raising Cane's and weed. Come on, bro.
But here's what I'll say to that: as much as it would make sense, like if Pete's not a starter, like. To trade him for value would make a lot of sense. And I know this is a problem all around the league in terms of offensive line depth. But man, if you're like a James Hurst or a Ruiz injury away from going from like whoever, to like going to like a rookie in Throckmorton, and then what's kind of like this has kind of been an underrated thing, and I don't think we've talked about it enough. We used to talk about it a lot leading up to like training camp and our concerns. But like, if it's healthy, hashtag on paper, and if it's healthy, this offensive line has a chance to be not just average, not just okay. It's an opportunity to be good, bruh.
Yeah,
good.
That's crazy. Because we haven't heard bad things about Penny.
That
was a major question.
Major, man. It was such a huge thing for us. If this offensive line is good, we saw like little glimpses of it against the Chiefs. Again, there was no Chris Jones, whatever, but Derek Carr was comfortable. And we said this after Derek Carr was signed, before Derek Carr was signed, and when that became a possibility. This is not just specific to Derek Carr, but it's specifically specific to how the type of quarterback that he is. When Derek Carr gets protection, Derek Carr cooks. Period. Like that, like go with his timing with John Gruden with the Raiders. When Derek Carr had a good offensive line, he looked like a top, at times, like maybe top 10 on a really good season, but like top 10 to top 15-ish quarterback. This offensive line of the Saints afford him time to be good and go to those weapons. Like, so I say that to say, as much as maybe getting value for Pete makes a little sense, if he's a backup, I guess the question is he more valuable as a backup, or is he more valuable for like a pick of some sort?
4th round pick. It's like,
I don't know. Like if you're trying to compete and win a season and win an NFC championship, maybe fuck around, make a long playoff run. All it takes is a bad interior offensive line injury that kind of takes shit right. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. Because look, man, like I know, like, look, I'm not predicting a Saints Super Bowl. We are not going there.
Absolutely not.
Not going there right now. But getting the playoff, things happen, man. Eagles had one of the easiest runs to the playoffs last year. And that's not saying they deserve to go to the Super Bowl or whatever. Freaking Brock Purdy get hurt damn near like 5th snap in the NFC Championship game. Before that, who they play? The Giants?
Yes.
Who were fortunate to be in the playoffs? So I'm just saying you just never know. Like I know it's just assumed it's like, oh, NFC South, they probably win NFC South but lose the first playoff game. Probably.
Maybe.
Probably. But things happen. You just never know. There could be a path to Las Vegas. Where we so far away from that right now. Like we are focused on trying to see if this team can win 10 games. 11.
Right. I thought you were about to hit some coach speak. I was about to say we're just trying to see if we just get better one day at a time.
Just get better every day,
Every day. That's what we're trying to be out here and do. Just get better every day. So
just be a little better.
Thank y'all for following along. Got a lot of good engagement on social media today. I really tried to. It's a tricky line to kind of straddle because you want to put content up as it's happening, but if you're putting content up as it's happening, you may be missing something in terms of what else is happening. So it's kind of like a difficult line to straddle. So the crazy thing about my camera is that the technology it has, you can connect it to your phone and like import the pictures from the camera to your phone, right? Nice. But when you're doing that, obviously you can't use the camera. So like you're getting the pictures on your phone to post on social media, but the camera can't be used. So tried my best. I do plan to try to take the camera to the actual game, try to sneak that bitch in SoFi because they got, your camera has a detachable lens. Fuck you. So I want to be able to just give our fans, our listeners, just good content, man. Like I know I'm at the end of the day, I'm a fan, right? Even there's as realist and people say, oh, Adam's too pessimistic, whatever about the Saints. I just keep it real, man. I don't watch them with like this like rose, like, oh, everything's great kind of point of view. But at the end of the day, I'm a fan, right? I know what it's like to kind of being, and it's different now, and different with social media, but I know what it was like to like be on Saints Report or just be in somewhere where you're trying to scourge and look for pictures of like plays as it's happening or videos and things like that. And I always kind of just go back to like how it was like when that was me, right? Yeah. And so now it's like, and I'm not media credential. You and I are not media credential. We're not, but it's like if I can put something else in let our listeners are able to see what I'm able to see, especially in something like this where like there's this fucking mandate, Jim Crow. Oh, you gotta be a season ticket. Like what? So like anyway. But thank y'all for the support. Truly. Want to give a quick shout out to a couple of shout outs. Give a quick shout out to Alex. Happy birthday. She's a Patreon. She's in our Discord. She's on Twitter. She's a big Saints.
Happy birthday.
Block Party podcast supporter. Happy birthday, Alex. Also just want to give some just thoughts and prayers to our dude Mark, going through some stuff, his grandfather. So we as the Saints Block Party podcast giving you prayers for you and your family, and also to another one of our Patreons, Ronte, condolences to you and your family, man. We like to laugh, we like to have fun. I know a lot of people sometimes use our podcast like as a form of escape, which is kind of weird. Like I get why it would be, but like to me, I don't like. It's just us. Like we're just people. You know what I mean? But I know that when it feels like shit is like hard and difficult, like just hearing familiar voices and just hearing people laugh, like can do things to kind of change your mood and make you just in that 1 hour just be somewhere else. And I understand how important that can be. So just giving prayers and condolences to people who are part of our Saints Block Party podcast family who support us. So just wanted to put that out there before we close up. So I am leaving. I'm actually leaving because I am going to Canada, going to Calgary tomorrow for a concert, and then I will be back on Saturday and then Sunday going to the game, and then we'll be back Sunday night recapping the game. If you're in our Discord, we will have the link for the Zoom. We know the game will be. You'll be able to see the game if you're in a place where you aren't able to see the game. But I'm pretty sure the game was on NFL Network. But as always, we'll be able to experience. People who are watching the game who aren't at the game will be able to experience that together. As always, we'll make sure that is set up and done right for y'all. But truly, thank y'all from the bottom of our hearts. Like, thank y'all. The support is amazing. We feel it. The season is right around the corner. Any retweet, liking, subscribing our YouTube channel, become a Patreon. Like, telling y'all, time's now. Like, if you've been like on the line, like, time's now. $1 a month, not a day. $1 a month. Could get you a lot of things. We're raffling off the home ticket to the Texans game next week. And then after that, man, it's time for us to figure out how we're going to raffle off that ticket for the Titans game, bro. Home opener. Not only are we raffling off the home opener game ticket, we're raffling off you can be unfurling the flag.
Imagine that. Wow.
Come on, man. Anyway, but anyhow, we'll be back Sunday night. We appreciate y'all. Stay safe out there no matter where you guys are. We'll be back Sunday. And for that, we're out and we will be back.
Peace.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.